First of all, let's talk about how to open the trunk once you've drilled it out and you don't have a key or even a key place anymore, but you want to get in there. And what I'm going to try to do is shine the light in there. It will let you see there's an arm in there. If I get this just right. Maybe. Hard to get the light and you all at the right angle. I can see it. I'm not sure I can get you where you can see it. There's an arm in there, and I have to put this screwdriver in there, get up under that. And what I did there was I stuck this key up underneath an arm. If you can see a hole in the back of there, that's where the back of that crooked rod is going to go, is in that hole. And in front of that hole, in fact, if you look from this angle, you can kind of see it up high. There's an arm up there. Once this is up, you can see it maybe from in here. Yeah, that's the arm right there that moves. Now, I'm going to see if I can get, maybe. I don't know if you can see it from here or not. But anyway, getting that arm to go up and getting that key to go under it. See, that little crooked piece of that key has to fit under it. Let me get this. Now, one of the things they tell you not to do is to put the key in this before you put it in. So I did that, but then when I got it in there, I put the key in it, but then it didn't work because I didn't have it right. So it takes a little figuring to figure out what is right. And I'm going to try to show you. Bring you over here in the sunlight. Once you notice, there's a notch right there on the side. It's all the way back against the back part of this. Right there. That notch. There's two other notches that will slide over something. So what needs to happen is that this goes in with that notch right there on the left. And then you'll notice up top there's a high spot. That's where that high spot goes in. And there's another one down here. And then once you get all that in there, you turn it. Even that notch right there has, it's possible to turn that inside there once you get it in there. And you turn it with the key. But it has to go, this crooked part has to go under the arm that I showed you. Actually, maybe from this angle, maybe you can see it. This crooked part has to go over that arm. So that means that I just about have to stick my finger in here and raise that arm up. And this is how it works. Right now, this will not turn, but when this arm is raised up, like that, it will turn. So what that crooked rod has to do is it has to come in underneath that so that when you turn the key, it raises this arm up. That's all there is to it. Now, that said, if I could get this back in there with this on top of that hook, and by the hook, I mean, see that little crooked piece there that when you turn the key, it moves? Well, that piece needs to be down here. And if I can get this on where this is hooked over that, that should work. Now let's see if that's something I can do. Well, it's working, but something isn't right. This key should be in like a Chevrolet key with the straight edge being up. On this car, the straight edge is up like a Chevrolet key. On a Ford, the straight edge is down. The way this key is in there now is sideways. And with it sideways, I can turn it. But also when that happens, this lock is no longer locked in here. Like this is open now. That lock, yeah, actually when the key goes in, it's sideways with the sharp edge down, which it shouldn't be. And when I turn that, that whole lock turns, which it shouldn't do. Something still ain't right. Now, maybe what I need to do is to kind of back the lock out without losing that location. I might have to just take it all apart again. That shouldn't be like that. If it's like that, rainwater is literally going to run down inside the wall there. Now maybe that I can reach up here and turn this from inside. I bet that's what I bet that might work. It's in there now, and it's in there, I want to say good, but it's upside down. But it may not matter. It may be that someone had this especially keyed to work like a Chevrolet key. I know the ignition switch works like a Chevrolet key. Right now it's working right, but it's upside down. It's working like a Ford key. That's not a problem as long as I know and remember to put it in right. So what I might do here is just put a bunch of graphite. Graphite is what you use to lubricate locks with. It's a dry lubricant. This is a tube of graphite. It's basically powder. It's like, maybe it's metal dust or silver dust, or maybe graphite. It is its own element. I don't know. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some graphite down in the keyhole and try to get some in the top from around down in there as much as I can to lubricate this key. There's always a little door on a key, a little tiny door that your key pushes open when you put your key in there. I've also got some dry lube. Let me get that. Let's see if I can find that. This is super dry film lubricant, and I think this has probably got some silicone in it. That's a good thing to use on your keys, on your locks. I can spray a little bit of this back here on this lever and on this whole mechanism. The thing about dry lube is it goes on wet, but then it evaporates and it doesn't stay wet. So this is done. This is fixed, and I will wipe off the lubricant. I guess I just sprayed a bunch of lubricant over here, and I got some graphite and some stuff here. Wipe that off. And now, as it is supposed to do, see, this has turned out to be a 50, I've been taping this video for 55 minutes. That's how long it took me to make this short video. But look at that. Oh, it works. Works good.